good news for us. I'm getting better at it anyway, so we'll figure it out. There we go. Welcome to live number 12. This is Truth Between the Lines. My name is Brian, checking in. Wanted to find out how everybody's doing in the snowstorm and what's happening there. Let me just get my cord situated, my monitor situated, my laptop situated, all of the goodies up and running so we can have a good time. So this chat is open to whoever wants to jump on, obviously, but at the same time, figuring out what we can talk about. Now, there is so much that's happened this week. Let me just put that. And I will bring the microphone up. I'll get my mic on. Can I put it on there? Still use my $35 lapel mic, which is my favorite thing I have ever. It feels like my microphone's been falling down. I think I got to get it back up higher. I just think over time, I think I've moved it so many times, it's just kind of fallen. And I don't know. You know, you try and buy the best stuff, you try and get the best things, but you just, no matter how hard you try, you just don't get the right stuff. You know what I mean? Who else hates that? I'm just telling you. Hopefully, see, it's bending back down right now. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Cicero Pete. Good to see you, buddy. Always the first one on here. It's just fun. But yeah, I'm just working on my microphone right now, trying to figure that out. And we'll get, you know what? I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to put it way up there. Like it's nuts. And it's still going to fall on me, though. Yeah. All right. Can you hear me okay? Sound check all right out there? We good? Give me a thumbs up, Cicero Pete. No thumbs up yet. We good? You got me on that one? Nothing. All right, cool. That sucks. Hopefully everybody will check in here in a minute. It'll all come through. It'll all work out. We always start a little bit slow as normal, but typically everybody will start coming in. So there is we got a host of topics to talk about. Got a couple videos going out there, what we did. Do want to bring those up. No, I don't want to upgrade at this time. Yes, I want that. Good, good. Practice session. Nice. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm really hoping my microphone works. I'm not sure if it is, actually, to be honest with you. I know it's working, but it's not working as well as it should be. Let's just put it that way. I hope that, though. I hope it is. Yeah. That is weird. I'm going to unplug it, try it again. Let me see if that's any better. Is that any better right there if I do that? Let me see if that's any better. Is that any better right That's there so much better. Wow, I don't even have to have this. So something's wrong with the mic, obviously. That's so much better. Wow, I don't even have to have this. Yeah, weird. All right, we'll play it by ear. But we got some Minneapolis news. Well, not really news. I mean, other than the usual stuff of what happens going on there. We could talk about some new laws coming into effect right now in the state of Tennessee that I've been following. There's a lot of illegal immigration combating that. We can talk about the Supreme Court, what's going on there with sanctuary cities. I had that pulled up for something to look at as well. Kind of figure that out. And then we'll talk a little bit about some videos that were popping on there as well. Haas 803. There's a third guy. Okay, welcome to the chat. I didn't know there was a third guy. Is that recent? Like within the last since 3:00 Eastern time? Because I was watching the Patriot game. We can talk about the Patriots too. Going back to the Super Bowl, but yeah, third guy died. That I don't know. Let me look. Let me look at my trusty X here. Make sure everything on the internet is obviously accurate and perfect. Or left this pencil was giving out for us here. Well, it's not top of mind. There's a bunch of stuff happening, but nothing really. 2-on-1. Somebody tried to sucker punch a guy. Yeah, a reporter received. Tried to make it several demands. There's 2 million documents, Epstein. I don't see anything. I don't see anything yet. Wait, yeah, let me know. Let me know. Haas, put it in there. Let me know. Hey, welcome. Was it Rise Game Murray? Anyway, no, we're actually just getting started. We just hit the 5-minute mark, but that means nothing because I was getting all my equipment going. Anybody else here of a third person that died? So I'm assuming that's Minneapolis. I mean, I don't even know what that context is, Haas, but let me know what you guys find out on that one. I hope not. That was if you guys watch Greg Gutfeld, he did a good thing on X. He put out there talking about all of this. Is responsibility for the deliberately engineered chaos is on Waltz and Fry. None of this happens in cities where cooperation and following the law exist. Debating this with Okay. All right. Put it through. Anyway, let me know what else you guys are finding. If something else is going on too, more than happy to talk about it. We can go over all the details. I don't know if you guys watched the Patriot game. I hate to blow it I'm ruining this for you, but the Patriots just walked away with a win in Denver. Man, that snow was crazy how that all played out. I tell you, when they were showing like the first and second quarter, then the third quarter start, and then it was one of those things where the progression just absolutely went white, and it just went across the board, the whole thing, and that was crazy. So they won, 10-7, I think it was. Was it 10-7? Yeah. Anyway, with a one field goal and all of the missed field goals that were going on, that was interesting too. And man, I'm telling you right now, that be playing up there. I feel bad for all the people that have to leave the stadium too. I mean, you got a beautiful game. You go to the game, everything's great, everything's fantastic. You're settling in, and then all of a sudden the snow starts hitting. I mean, I know they're in Denver, they're used to it, but the snow starts hitting, and all you can figure out is, hey, how are you going to get home that day, or how you can get back to the hotel, or whatever you're going to do. And I'm like, man, that sucks for everybody in that stadium going out of there. So, if you're watching the Seahawks and the Rams, let me know the update on scores on that one too. I'm just curious. I probably won't be watching it tonight, depending how long we do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll catch the back end of it. I don't even know actually what channel that's on. The problem with the streaming channels and the NFL, it's like unless you buy your NFL package, the games might show up. I think that was on Paramount, or Prime. It could be on Prime. It could be on Netflix. It's just crazy how it all plays out with all the different streaming services. So I'm not one to buy a whole bunch, so if it's not free to me, I really don't care. I try and pick up a few channels on YouTube. People are streaming it as well, and just trying to put that on there in context. But that doesn't always work out the best either, because then they get caught, and then next thing you know, your game's gone, and you can't find it, and you lose a whole bunch of bunch of plays and all that stuff. Do I take fentanyl? No, I don't take fentanyl. Was it tough sauce edits? No, I'm hearing though there's a problem getting it. A little supply and demand, little problem going on there. So that's kind of interesting looking at that. I don't know. Are you having problems getting your own stuff? Is that the big issue going on? Because I'm just looking at all the boats going off in the Gulf of America. It actually had I did a video about that, actually, about the boats blowing up and how the military was doing it wrong, because I wanted to see the fact that, what was happening, how many drugs are on the boat before they blow it up. Because when they were just blowing up the boats, like, no one cares. It's kind of like the end of the whole thing. And boom, the boat's gone. And you're like, okay, what does that mean though? And of course, everybody on the left was saying it was a fishing boat and all that crap. But anyway, some guy sold me icing sugar. All right, well, let me know if you're using it. If you're using it right now, basically jump on there and like and subscribe. So make sure you don't forget me. If you tend to lose your mind and everything else doing that stuff, but good luck to you on that. I gotta change this out, but there we go. Okay, one thing I wanted to bring up. Yeah. All right, so what else? Hey, Cookie, good to see you again, buddy. Thanks for jumping on here. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting the usual crew back together tonight. This is my typical show. I'm a little bit early tonight, though. Are you guys being affected right now of the ice and snowstorm and everything else? I haven't seen the updates for it. I remember earlier this week, we were trying, Storm Watch, we were trying to tell us there was going to be like 4 feet of snow. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on. They shut down schools for Monday, and we got basically no snow. It was a little flurry. That was about it. The rest is just rain, and it's been raining most of the day. Nothing crazy at all. So I'm just curious where you guys are doing right now and what's happening in your world. And check in too. Let me know, where you're from. Don't give me any specifics or anything like that. I want to know just kind of what area, state, country, depending on where you're at. And why are all these storm trackers old though? Let's see here. Weather radar channel. Here we go. Was it true embodiment of hunger? True embodiment of hunger. All right. Hunger, flowers, and grave. All right. Interesting. So I'm trying to pull up the AccuWeathers here. Let's see. See the latest Doppler. So let's see. What is this? I hate the damn pop-ups, Privacy promise. Fine. So how are we looking? The storm completely blew over, didn't it? 625. Yep. Yeah. So the worst is over then, guys, right? I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Hey, Carrie Donald, good to see you again. I think you've been here before, right? Spread across the seeds, All right. Spread the flowers across the sun. All right, true embodiment. I'm not sure where you're going with all that, but let's give me a topic we'll talk about. So yeah, I'm watching the storm. We're out of it, right? No big deal. So that's cool. They canceled school here where I'm at in East Tennessee. They literally canceled it Friday night because they were just afraid of the snow and the accumulation of snow and all the things, which, nothing actually happened. So, hey, Carrie Donald, give me a subject. Let me know what's going on as we still waiting on here. People coming in and checking in. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Spread the hunger to the brothers. All right, true embodiment. Don't make me block you, man. I'm not in that mood. I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm actually in a good mood tonight. I'm only drinking my Mountain Dew, though. If you guys know Chase Beckham, he's a singer, songwriter. Good guy. I went to one of his concerts. I actually did a video about it too. Kind of a way that I can write off all my tax write-offs. I figure if I put videos up, then at that point I can actually just write off all my expenses and saying that it was research and I was meeting with clients and that kind of thing. So it works out really good. But I did a couple, it's been weeks now, actually, unfortunately. God, how long has it been? Yeah, it's been a little while. Oh, there it is. 3 months ago. No, that was Trace Atkins. That was a Trace Atkins concert. I went to one before that. What the heck did happen to that thing? Anyway, I'm all over the place. We'll get going in here in a minute, but just wanted to check in and see what was happening in the world. But let me know. Let me know. Give me a topic to talk about as we move forward on here. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? But I know a couple guys are coming because they mentioned it to me. And that was the whole idea. And I had some comments for them. But yeah, there's so many stupid videos of ICE and like they're not even doing anything. And it's just like, oh, there we go. Riders get way too close to federal agents to eat a face full of mace, shotgun, and pepper round. Ooh, nice. Oh, that guy got nailed. I wish I could put this up there. I wish I could figure out how to make it work. But man, ICE is not playing anymore. Isn't that crazy? All right. Wasn't the quote, speak softly and carry a big stick? Yes. So that is the funny thing. So that was actually came out. And here, carry it softly at the bottom. So the funny thing is that actually quote came up from a chat that we had a couple weeks ago, Cactus. Hey, welcome to the chat, by the way. And I said that. I was like, yeah, speak softly and carry a big stick. And one of my favorite guys on here, Stuart Gorham, he's coming on tonight. He said that, and I was like, man, I got to figure that out. So of course, Chat GPT put it in there. Boom, that's what you get. So speak with big stick and carry it softly. Little bit of change on there. Let me know what you think. But I know the author will be. I'm actually looking at doing T-shirts about that too, like putting on the back of the T-shirt kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, completely. But yeah, you put that in a Chat GPT, that's what you get. Speak with a big stick and carry it softly. Yeah, so it worked out pretty good. But hey, AB2911, greetings. Okay. As you guys are checking in, let me know where you're from too. Again, I don't want to know specifics or anything. Just give me a general, like what state you're from or from, what country you're from and that kind of thing. That way I can at least keep me honest. I know what's going on. UK, okay, good. UK. I actually just did a video about the UK. It's titled Online Safety, Privacy Overreach. So are you seeing a lot of that happening right now where people are getting arrested and going basically to jail for things that they put on social media? Excuse me. Yeah, let me know, AB2911. Let me know. I had that as a poster on my wall as a kid and love it. Keep it up, brother. Much love and God bless. All right, well, hope you like and subscribe. If you are taking off and leaving, let me know. But please like and subscribe. And I'm realizing too now, I got to kind of flip my mirror, I guess. Is there a way to mirror this thing? Because my hat, you guys can't read my hat, can you? That's odd. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to play with this in a minute. You'd think I'd figure all this stuff out, but I do not. Retouch. No, I don't want retouch on. Retouch off. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to mirror that. Anyway. So, I put a new video out this morning too. It was a lesson that I did. If you guys ever have heard of Restream, that's a program that we got, that and OBS, and I'm trying to like get my channel better. I'm trying to get more equipment going, more online things. And I'm not the most technological guy, so I'm trying all this stuff. And I went on there and I did that, and I was like, let's go live. So I went live, and it was awful, but I made the best out of it as best I could and all that, and tried to do the whole thing. And so I put that up there. It's about 21 minutes long. If you guys ever heard of a Prosperity Lounge or Daily Riot, they helped me out with that a lot. So that was cool. All right, so back to the chat. I'm on Arif. Stay safe. Do not share personal information. Exactly. Yeah, don't. Just give me like a general, just where you're from, what state or country. That's it. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to ask for anything else. I don't want to know. So AB, no, it's not a big thing. Interesting. Certain groups go on about it all the time. However, those who have been arrested have been inciting racially motivated violence. Okay, so that's interesting. That's a good take. Thanks for that information. Okay, so it's racially motivated violence that they're promoting. Now that I could kind of see, especially if they're promoting violence. That's the big thing. Oh, Bismarck. Okay, North Dakota. All right. Never been there. I've been all around the country. In September, I was in Sturgis. Not for the motorcycle rally. I was there for something else. I was interviewing a few people, but I was up there, and I've only been to North Dakota. I think actually only once I've ever been through there. And really, I just did it just to say that I've touched the ground in North Dakota. That was about it. So I know there's not a whole lot going on up there, but hey, that was fun. I always was crazy driving through the Dakotas, so I'm lucky. How lucky? The snow area, the pieces of wood and everything else that go along the interstates and stuff. And I always think, what are those for? Like, what could that be for? So I'm asking the locals, and they're like, literally, like, that's the snow, the way that holds the snow back from going on the interstate. And I thought, there's no way that could possibly be. But then the further north you get, they started coming down when they got the interstate blockades where the arms come down, you're not allowed to get on the interstate and all that. So, all right, but Eamon, what keeps you there then? What keeps you there? That saddest place on earth. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just curious. What keeps you there? Is it a job or family, or what is it? How are you guys about this whole ICE thing in Minnesota? Yeah, AB, there is so much going on about that. I mean, that's pretty much everybody's talking about right now. And of course, oil. Oh, okay, oil. You're an oil guy. Huh? Very cool. Nice. But there's two things going on in Minnesota. Number one, there's all the fraud. It's all the Somali fraud. Everybody, the Leering centers, the autism centers, just basically the daycare centers, all of the fraud that's going on right there. So that's all uncovered. It obviously going up to the top, because there's no way that you could lose $9 to $10 billion, if not more, and not have the governor and the mayor, not know about that stuff. And so that is the biggest problem we're running into. So back to your point, AB. So that's what happens there. Well, then all of a sudden they're trying, the mayor and the governor are trying to cover all that stuff up. So what they're doing is they're going to have all of the ICE raids, and they're, everybody's horrible about the ICE and everything else. Autism centers like care homes, yes, basically yes. Teaching facilities and for in-care homes for autism centers. So what they were doing is they were taking the money to help all these Somali autistic kids. And then, of course, that was the same thing as the daycare and everything else. I've done actually multiple videos about that myself. If you ever want to watch that, let me know. Or just go on there and put some comments in there. But yeah, I did a few things about it's called the Somali ATM. And that's what we're going into. And it was the whole thing, all of the different centers, frauds, and the healthcare things that are going on there. I mean, Nick Shirley did a good job of doing all that, but I did it around the same time. Not that I was on the ground or anything, but he did such a great job. Let's just put it that way. That you're seeing all of it come out now. So they're trying to sweep up all that fraud under the rug, and hopefully people forget about it. And then at that point, ICE is just this horrible thing. So every tragedy that person gets shot, that they make that a good thing. Let's just put it that way. The left does, the Democrats. But that's where we're at right now. Trump is doing the right job. Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, you're the oil guy, right? So yeah, I mean, if you're doing oil, I mean, heck, all he wants to do is drill, baby, drill. So you're in a perfect for that. Yeah, yeah, funny and insightful. It is Theodore Roosevelt. If you remember his line, walk softly and carry a big stick. This is the version of speak with big stick, carry it softly. So you put that in the chat GPT and that's what pops up. But yeah, it's Theodore Roosevelt. But anyway, I thought it was fun. I'm waiting for a few other guys. Another guy that actually gave me that hint or that idea to do it. He'll come on here in a little bit. Anyway, we're hitting 20 minutes. If you guys are here for the first time, we're going to get going and rolling. I'm just kind of starting and waiting if other people show up. But like and subscribe if you can. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, X, True Social, and Rumble as well, too. So just throw it out there. Take a look and see what you think. But hey, give me a topic we'll talk about then as we get going. One wonders. He almost looks like Robin Williams. Well, obviously you see in The Night at the Museum, right? When Robin Williams actually played Theodore Roosevelt. So that's funny. Yeah. I mean, it's Chat GPT. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what year, how old Roosevelt was and when they were using that. But that is funny. That was a good movie, actually. The Night at the Museum. A lot of good stars with that. With Owen Wilson, Robin Williams. Oh, I can't remember the guy. It's been a long time since I've seen them, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty funny. That is funny. I never now I see it. And God rest Rob Williams. That guy was hilarious. All right, so our economy, man, is stronger than ever, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. That's the crazy thing, and it's all starting to hit. People are actually starting to pay attention right now that the economy is doing so well. Well, no hot topic is what's happening in Minnesota. What's your take on it? Oh, I just talked about it a little bit to AB. He was there from UK. I was asking that question. So. What we can discuss, either you want to talk about the fraud of all the Somalis that are going out there in Cactus, yeah, all the Somali fraud that's happening, we were just talking about the autism centers and the leering centers and the daycare centers, and then of course all being covered up by what's going on in ICE, and I think people are just going nuts with all that stuff. So AB, however, let's see, I think we need to separate views on things like taxation and public services and most social things. Actually, money isn't doing well now, 11% down against the euro. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't see that percentage, 11% down. Now, funny and insightful. Are you saying that the economy is not doing well? Because I'm thinking the other thing. So we need to separate. So AB, we need to separate. Here's comment adds context to that one. Yeah. Okay. AB, hold on. I must have missed something here. Maybe I missed it. Let me go back. No, I think we're okay. But my previous comment. So, however, I think they separate views on things like taxation and public services and more social things. You kind of lost me on that one. Are you saying we don't need those things, or we should move money around? AB, help me out with that one. Let me know. But not money, the dollar. Yeah, the dollar, sure. Yeah. I'm actually curious right now to find out. I mean, kind of when Biden was president, I mean, what, a year ago, they were talking about taking the dollar off of the not being the national exchange or the international exchange rate, which was going to be crazy. That was going to be the interesting thing. All right, AB, yeah, tidy that up. Do you think there will be enough? Okay, hold on a minute. Go back, missed one. Do you think there will be enough Americans boycotting federal taxes to make an impact? No, I don't. I don't think so. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to pay it eventually, sadly. It could be 6 months, could be 8 months from now. But the government doesn't care. The government's just going to print more, and that's all that matters on that one. But one can make an argument that the economy isn't doing well. By the way, before any right-wingers jump on me, I'm a centrist, almost conservative-leaning. Well, good. I think you're in the right house there, funny and insightful. No problem there. Having Venezuela under control is even better. Yeah, same. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, going back to the oil for Venezuela, yeah. But the thing was, let me ask you, though. Was America buying Venezuela oil? Because I know they were shipping a lot to China and Iran and overseas. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how that. Well, I guess actually because we're selling it, we're going to sell our own oil to them as well. Maybe that's going to help us help you working up there in Bismarck. So that's an interesting question. That's one for you. I'm probably considered a bit AB left of center from a European standpoint in the U.S. You claim I'm a communist. What? No, because we have real communists here now in America. They're outwardly doing it, and they are saying there are, and they're definitely getting elected right now all over the country, from Seattle to New York City to Minneapolis. So that's where we're at right now. There was one Venezuelan company retailing in the U.S. Okay, so there was, yeah. Which one? I'm just curious if you know which one was that. What the name of that? I forget. I feel like I should know that. I forget though. So AB, but my views on economics aren't consistent with the soft lefty stuff. Good. Okay. All right. Yeah. The problem too is a lot of this is when the one big beautiful bill was passed. A lot of that stuff didn't take an effect number one until 2026, but you won't see it on your taxes until next year. So in April of 2027, that's when you do your taxes then. So you won't even see it. And that's kind of the issue we're running into. But anyway, we're at 25 minutes. If you guys are just on here for the first time, please like and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Also check me out on those social media platforms. But all right. Yeah, isn't the one in New York already? Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, the guy in New York. Cactus, where are you from, Cactus? Let me know. But yeah, isn't one in New York already? Yeah, he's completely... they call it a democratic socialist or something like that, but no, he's a complete socialist, communist. And socialism is one step away from communism. So until he actually admits it, that's where we're at right there. But here's the question. We have hardly added new jobs. Our debt hasn't reduced. Dow is falling and rising volatile. Why would you say the economy? I thought the Dow was doing pretty good. I looked at my 401k and the rest of my investments. They're doing pretty darn good. The thing about adding new jobs, so we're in a flux right now, if you want my honest opinion on this, the flux is how AI is working, because we're doing so many generated things with AI. But here's the other thing too. States like California, I don't know if you guys are aware, but California's minimum wage. If you work in a fast food restaurant, let me make sure I get this right, but California fast food minimum wage, 2026. So if you work in a fast food restaurant, in California, let me make sure I got this right. It was $16.90 statewide minimum. So if you work, no, actually that's minimum wage total. Where's the one? It's more than that for fast food. Why is this not giving me what I want? Increase. I think it's over $20. I think. So it costs more. So here's the thing. So here's to your point about the jobs are going away. The problem is because minimum wage is going up so much, the job reports, people are just firing people because they're finding either better ways to do it. They're getting robots to do it for them. They're getting AI to replace them. And that's what is happening overall. So if you want more, if the workers want more money to do it, the problem is they're going to be fired. Now, the other thing is we're looking at all these AI platforms and overseas trades where we can call somebody else in some other country that speaks perfectly good English, and we're able to hire them. Well, that's an American job that got lost as well. And they'll work for half or quarter of what we're making over here in America, and we don't have to worry about putting them in a room or supplying their phones, doing all those things, because they handle it all out there. So much cheaper in other countries. So the new jobs is going to be a problem until we can fully adapt AI and figure out all of the different things about AI and how to make it actually work for us. So that's a big thing. So our debt hasn't reduced. Okay, to that point, yes, I agree. Our debt, I would like to see that. Now, in a perfect world, we figure out all this fraud that's going around, and we just basically, number one, we stop the fraud. Okay, we just stop all the NGOs, everything else. We're talking not just Minneapolis, but all the NGOs around the world, all the Democrat money that was being siphoned away as bribes and taxpayer dollars just disappearing. If we can stop that, and we can actually put that money, to something else, or just put it into our debt or our deficit, that's where we need to be doing. But it's going to take a really hard politician to do all that because it's not sexy. No one likes to do that. Is Trump the guy to do it? If there was one, I would say yes. I just don't know personally if he will do it. So there you go. That's my long answer to that question. You will see in the future how is this going to have a positive effect. I'm not sure if I said all that, but hopefully I answer your question on that one. I'm not sure. But Citgo, okay, that's what it is. Citgo Petroleum, yep. All right. Minimum wages need to go up. The wage has grown 110% of the last 35 years, whereas the consumer index gone 450. Well, I don't think the minimum wage goes up. I think the middle wages should be going up, only because minimum wage is basically supposed to be for people that are 15, 16, 17 years old to get their first job. Let's just say they're flipping burgers at McDonald's, which is the easiest one to say. But they're doing the low man on the totem pole stuff. And that's what they learn. They learn how to get a job. They learn how to go to job. They learn how to dress for a job. They learn how to actually clock in, clock out, and do all the job stuff to get them. But you're supposed to be like a teenager or first job stuff and able to do that. If you raise the minimum wage, they won't get that because you're going to, then if the minimum wage is higher, you're going to be hiring a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old to do the job that someone else should be doing because the minimum wage is so high. And it doesn't work right. There's no, that way, that's what's taking away the middle class right there, because you don't have the low or poor people or the young kids working the jobs. You have the people that are somewhat smart and able to fill in that job. And so that's kind of the economic issue with that one. And that's more, we could have a longer debate with it, but that's my feelings on that. That's what minimum wage should. So we shouldn't raise the minimum wage. We should just create better jobs overall. And that's kind of where the technology and the energy prices come in and that kind of thing. And you see just better quality jobs. But then, of course, you say that in California, and what's California do? All they want to do is tax the rich. In New York City, all they want to do is tax the rich. So the businesses and all the millionaires, billionaires from California and New York City are moving out of there, and people are like, where are the jobs? Well, you just ran out the guys that were making the jobs, and you just made them leave. That's your problem. It's all that run by the government and how they're going to tax people. And people are responding now. They're all moving around all of it. So hopefully I answered that one. Let's go back to the checks. It's going here. Okay. Oh, good. So we went back to that one. AB, automation and AI will cut out lots of jobs. I love the more administrative type jobs, similar to what happened to factories before. Yep, there's a group who have had it long. Yep, exactly. Exactly right. That's a drop in the ocean, though, sir. Our debt is 39 trillion. What's the total amount of fraud? We are talking about 50 billion. No, they're actually saying the last number I was reading was somewhere like $5 trillion. Now, actually, I don't know if that was 1 year or in the last 4 years or something like that. But I mean, even if we just stop it, it's more than 50 billion. Hell, Somalia just swindled out 9 to 10 billion on their own, and that's just Minneapolis from what we were just talking about. That's all that is. If you look into what's happening in California and Seattle and all around the country, no, you're going to find a heck of a lot more than 50 billion. It's going to easily be in the trillions. And again, we're never going to get back to zero. It's just, as much as I would love to do that, because I'm a homeowner, I have a business owner, I know how to get debt down to zero, but that's just not going to happen in politics. You just can't do it. There's too much stuff out there. You just can't. It's just sad, but it's not. That's my feeling on that one. I missed that one. So Cactus. We need to dive into the fraud of house costs in the West Coast. A single family home here is damn near minimum. Yeah, that's a huge deal. I mean, supply and demand, though. And the problem with the houses they're building now, in my opinion, I'm kind of getting slow in the chat, so I apologize, guys, but we'll get there. But Cactus, yeah, to your point. And the thing is, they're not building the small houses. They're not building the 1,200 square foot, 1,500 square foot box homes that are just basic. Like, no one wants that basic house anymore. The ones that the baby boomers came home that were built in the 50s and 60s, and they are just basically square boxes, and that's all they are. Nobody wants to buy those anymore, so they're not building them. And of course, with government regulations and all the other stuff that you have to do for safety, you can't build those houses and still make a profit. So unless you want the government to give money into those things, you can't afford to do that as a builder, and that's what we're running into. So you have to do government subsidized affordable housing, or obtainable housing is what they're changing the word now to. But until that happens, you won't see those little houses that are able to do it. So if you're a brand new, 20, 25-year-old, you just got married, have a kid, you want to move out of your apartment, you can't. You got to move into a big house that's $500,000, and you can't afford that. And that's that missing middle. Now you bring interest rates down though too at the same time. People that have been in their house for a long time will start moving because then they can afford a mortgage and they don't mind losing their 2 or 3% interest mortgage. So there's a lot of factors in that one. But I agree with that. We got to figure that out. So, AB, who needs an accountant when you can just put your numbers into Gen AI and tell you what to owe? Yep. How to save money on taxes, much cheaper than, yep. Agreed. I mean, that's AI. That's the thing. And will that be better for it? Our debt interest payments are closing in on $1 trillion. Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. Exactly. I agree. Don't raise. 100% truth. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Don't even mention the Pentagon literally just losing trillions. Yes, right. I mean, yeah. Cactus, freaking exactly. How do you lose that money? Hey, Cool Wizard 99, welcome Canada, welcome here. It's my boy, hey, good to see you again. All right, Cactus. They're building them to rent here now, not even for sale. Yeah, that is the problem. So many the big companies, BlackRock and all that, they're just buying all the houses. And Trump's stopping that, though. They're not going to allow them to buy the houses anymore. That's going to let more inventory, more supply out there. So hopefully that'll bring prices down. Whether or not he can do that, which I guess he can, but who knows if people are going to fight him on that, because they fight the orange man all the time. So if that could happen, that would be good. But yes, I agree. There are a lot of, as soon as the house goes up, people just go crazy with it. Yeah. But the other thing aspect too is, if people are renting, there's still that market. And you got a younger generation that doesn't want to own anything. They want to be mobile. They want to be able to move around and do whatever they want to and not be house poor. So that's kind of the thing. If people are still going to rent, they're going to do it. All right. So funny, insightful. Where does this number come from, though, sir? 5 trillion. Okay, let me look that up. 5 trillion. You realize that our country GDP is 29 trillion, right? Or you're saying 1/6 of the budget is spent on fraud? Yeah. I actually. Let me look that. Let me read this last comment. He'll say they won't allow it, but BlackRock own everything anyway, even him. They'll still take over regardless of what anyone says. Yeah, I mean, that is the problem too with BlackRock. You can put it out there and start it, but that's the issue. I was thinking Tim Burchett came out. He is a United States congressman from Tennessee. What am I looking up? I'm looking up the debt ratio, right? So what is it? The fraud amount. Now, Tim Burchett just actually became the House Oversight Committee for Doge now. So it's actually different than what Elon Musk was doing, but that was the whole thing. But there was one thing. Speeching, fed up with the waste fraud, I hope. So that's all last year from May and March. Probe, use improper funds. You know what? I got to find, and I don't want to slow down the chat overall, but I was looking at 5 trillion. It was either him or it was maybe Rand Paul was talking about it too as well. National fraud, let's see, national fraud amount estimate. Let's do estimate. I know I saw that 5 trillion somewhere. That's from last year. Why are they all from last year? No. Oh, here we go. January 8th. Just sharing alarming. Okay, yeah. CBS was reporting $9 billion and billed across 14 Medicaid services in Minnesota. Like I said, that's just Minnesota. So, I mean, what's too much though? I mean, is $1 trillion? Is that $1 trillion spent in fraud? I mean, across the country, all the NGOs we were talking about. What did Elon Musk find? Elon didn't find as much as we were hoping he was going to find, but that was kind of the issue. So eliminating fraud against federal government. Yeah, there we go. Hold on, there you go. So Donald Trump, if we stop this fraud, this massive fraud, we're going to have a balanced budget. I mean, again, that's Donald Trump. As much as I want to believe him, whether the numbers math up, who knows. Ending fraud could balance the federal budget. Let's see, highest nation. Actually, you're right. Your time is short. Highest nationwide estimate puts U.S. fraud losses at $521 billion. Okay, so that's from PolitiFact. PolitiFact? But again, they're left wing, so I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe the 5 trillion was over a certain amount of time, maybe. But even that, it's got to be high. If we were actually to look at everything, it would, just by numbers wise. Trillion is a huge, giant number, but I still agree as it would be on that one. All right, so fair point. Good. It's like criticizing Israel. You're immediately condemned. Yeah. Trump said 5 trillion brought in their tariffs. Trump said 5 trillion brought in. Yes, but typically when Trump talks about it, he's talking about a longer time frame. So I kind of heard that same thing. 1 trillion, still too big, huh? Okay, interesting. All right, hey, Howard. Hey, go to catch the Temptations. The Temptations in a few minutes. Oh, that's cool. All right, Howard, good to see you again. Thanks for watching my stuff and commenting on the channel. So, all right. Thanks for checking in, Howard. That's funny. All right, so even that. I mean, half of $1 trillion we can stop, and that's per year we're talking about. Is that what we're talking about, per year? And then if you add all the tariffs going in there, I mean that's $1 trillion. So I mean we got to start somewhere. Let's just put it that way. We got to start somewhere. So if I had more time and we weren't scrolling through the chat, I'd probably look in there. That is good though. I gotta find. I do need that number. I agree. I can't just be speaking and not know it. So what is? Of course, and we're talking about estimated fraud. I mean, that's the problem. You know what? It might have been actually Nick Shirley's testimony to Congress, but estimated fraud. Because, I mean, we haven't even gone into California yet. We're just talking about Minneapolis. If we can get 9 to 10 billion out of Minneapolis for one city, could you imagine what Los Angeles and San Francisco is doing? Yeah, that's a lot more than that. All right, so let's see. I'd like to bring up something a little more positive. RFK doing his best to clean up our food system. I hope he gets as far as getting the farms to ditch best. Good. Sure, I don't have any comment in administration. I'm a finance guy, so I'm worried about economy. Economy is just doing well for sure. So yeah. RFK started with some strong, crazy energy, and presumably is still some weird shit, but the food stuff seems sensible. Yeah. So I mean, the idea that he's taking away a lot of the vaccines. I mean, could be a step in the right direction. I mean, the problem is if you look at the autism number of the actual kids affected by autism, of course you got the swing of, hey, we didn't know what autism was 50 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever. We didn't know what it was until we pinpointed it. Now it just seems like everybody's got it. But even to that point, there's a lot more, kids going down as autistic. Now, what's causing that? We got to figure out what's causing that. What is the issue with that? Where are we at? That's the whole idea is trial and error, kind of. I mean, it's sad to say that when you're talking about kids' lives and whether they get vaccinated for certain things, but if there's so much out there, then that's the problem. Now, what I like about what RFK Jr. is doing is he's just not making it mandatory. He's not saying you can't get the vaccines. He's not saying, hey, mom, dad, if you want your kid to be vaccinated, go ahead and do it. He's not saying he can't do that. He's saying simply, we are not going to mandate this certain thing. That's all it is. So if you decide that you want your kids to be vaccinated, you go right ahead. You just do whatever you want. But that's the difference between RFK telling you do it and versus, lose your job or get kicked out of the military because you don't take the experimental COVID jab. I mean, that's a big difference when we're talking about people right there. RFK saying, we'll supply it, but you don't have to have it. And the Biden administration saying you have to have this experimental drug in order to keep working or go outside without being arrested. So anyway, so we're talking, I just missed something. Hold on a minute. Let's see. RFK started with some crazy. Yeah, that's hearsay, though. I haven't looked into it. Which part was? Oh, God. RFK. I hope he gets as far as getting the farms to ditch. Yeah, the pest. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention the pesticides. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, I don't know about pesticides. That's out of my realm on that one. Honestly, I feel the administration is doing injustice to RFK Jr. The good work he does isn't even making the news because of the other noise. Yep. Yeah, agreed. And that's the weird, the weird thing, I was talking to a guy, listening to his podcast, and he was talking about how the couple people that are the best people in the Trump administration are former Democrats. If you think about it, I mean, and Trump's a former Democrat too. He was a Democrat for a long time, but RFK Jr., obviously he was Democrat, ran on the Democratic ticket. All his family, all of his life has been Democrat. And then, so he's doing such a great job. Who was the other one? Oh, it was the other one, the one from Hawaii, the one that ran for president, the woman. Help me out. The woman from Hawaii, I think she was a congresswoman, and then ran for president and then lost. Put it in it. Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, there you go. Good. Funny, insightful. Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, funny. All right, that's it. I couldn't think of her name. It's funny. You know when you go blank, when you try to go fast, it goes crazy. So that was cool. I mean, the fact that they're both former Democrats, they're doing really well in the administration, I think. So it was a good podcast anyway. So AB, I'm in my 30s. As a kid, I was classed as a bit weird. Now someone would say I have the tism. Then we would allow bad behavior and say away as he is a neurodivergent. Let him do that. You make a very good point. You make a very, very good point, AB. I mean, it's one of those buckle down, rub some dirt on it kind of thing. He'll grow out of it. And now it's just like, oh, that's just the way he is. I agree. And it's, it's hard when you're dealing with kids though, and on that whole thing. So yeah, AB, I agree. I don't know if you, AB, I'm gonna make a joke, AB. Hopefully you're not still too a little bit weird and have the tism, but all right. So hopefully you grew out of it. But anyway, I'm sure you're a great person. All right. So she's the NSA director, exactly. Military gal. I can't remember. Yeah, the military gal. That's right. That's Tulsi Gabbard. That was her. So. Yeah, maybe not. I'm hoping you do. That's pretty funny. All right, so we're hitting 45 minutes, guys. If you haven't checked in yet, please like and subscribe. Let me know. And then Again, check out some of the other social media as well. I got X, I got Instagram, Facebook, True Social, also on Rumble too. So just check that out. Usually it's under Truth Between Lines, somewhere in there. I'm going to change this because I get tired of Roosevelt looking over my shoulder. But, oh, we'll put my pinball machine on. So anyway, yeah, that was the whole thing. Take a look. Take a look. I'm on all the other social media accounts. I'm under something Truth Between something, either the Truth Between, depending how many characters it was and all that stuff. So anyway, very funny, very funny. How's that score doing for the NFL right now? Seahawks. Anybody watching that game? Seahawks and Rams game. Oh, 3-7. So Seahawks are up by 7-3 over the Rams. First quarter in the 6:37. Interesting. All right. To win midterms, administration need to dial down the noise and stay on messaging. They need to bring transparency on Epstein stuff, foreign donation, and list the wins. This rhetoric won't help. Agreed, yeah. So thank you for introducing the Epstein files, because, I mean, a lot of people come in here and will be like, oh, you know, Trump's, not saying anything because he's all over the Epstein files. I really don't think he is. What's my business? Let me answer that question in a minute, Cactus. So the idea, though, I mean, if Biden was president for 4 years, for 4 years, he had the Epstein files. He could have released that, and he would have done that if Trump was in there. Now, Trump's name's mentioned. Sure, fine. He's a billionaire. Epstein didn't like him after Trump threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, there's a lot of history there. So it's one of those things. Everybody's like, oh, he's just afraid. No, it's just, why didn't Biden do that? But I agree. I want to see it. I want everything to be transparent. Just the other thing funny and insightful, I want people to go to jail. That's my problem, too. I want Anthony Fauci in jail. I want the Clintons in jail. I want a lot of people to go to jail because they lied. All the January 6th people that said January 6th with a problem, Liz Cheney and all that. Not the citizens at January 6th, because I think that was blown out of proportion. But the Nancy Pelosi's that basically allowed them to come in and do the whole thing going in there to try and basically impeach and get rid of Donald Trump. And I think all those people need to be in jail. So that's my other thing that I want to see, because I voted for that, along with all the other stuff that you're saying. But I want to see all those things happen, because everybody should see accountability. Like, you should be accountable for your actions. If you screwed up, you did it. And the people are going to say, well, the 34 felonies against Trump. Well, no, that's total BS. That's going to be gone eventually. And all the other things that he's been, now he's suing $5 billion to CBS and all the other things, and the BBC, he hit them up too. So there's a lot of stuff happened on that one. Cactus Head could have ruined them. Yeah, exactly. My business actually, I'm a business owner. I bought and sold a bunch of businesses as well. I've been in sales for a long time. I flip homes. I build homes. Actually had a martial arts studio. I owned a martial arts studio for 5 years. I did that for years, and then my health gave out. But I bought and sold commercial property as well. So kind of when I had a real estate and property management company for a while, and I bought it from somebody that was retiring. And so what I did, I built it up, did a really good job. It was property and rental and the building. I basically built it up really well, and then I ended up selling that. But I still have a portion of the ownership of it. So whatever they do or sell, it's little every year, but it's a good amount that comes through. So what I primarily do is I buy businesses that people are either retiring or they're failing at, and then turning them into profit centers and making it work, and then I sell them. So that's kind of what I do. That's why I don't mind actually, and then of course I'm on here doing this because I want to get monetized. That'd be fantastic. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this just for my own sanity. But it's one of those things. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy hearing and learning all the stuff that we're talking about right now. It's just fascinating to me. I mean, we're learning tonight, and I should be writing down stuff because I keep forgetting to do that. But what the stuff is. So Minnesota. That way I can put it in the comments. Not the comments, the description later on. But anyway, that's me. That's me. I buy and sell stuff. That's the whole thing. But I'm going to put Epstein. Actually, I'm going to do the budget, economy, oil. I'll talk about that if AB is still around. Oil, and then deficit. There we go. Who wants to throw global warming in there? All right. Hey, Daily Riot. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. I haven't mentioned you yet, so that's cool. No, I figured you'd be on here in a minute. But anyway, yeah, if you guys don't know Daily Ride, who just checked in on the chat, go check his stuff out. I watch his stuff. He's in the video that I put out there earlier today about learning, and a practice session for Restream.io turned into a learning lesson. So take a look at that one. That was a good one. It's only 21 minutes of your time. Anyway. But yeah, did you post today? Yeah, right? I don't think you, or did you? Oh, you did, didn't you? Was that recent? No, did you post today? 1 day ago. I don't know why it's marked blue. Anyway, good to see you on here. But yeah, take a look at that. So you got, yeah, views in the last day though. I'm telling you, Daily Riley, I'm looking at you, buddy. You're 39,000. I'm 25,000. So for as many subscribers, of course, actually, I have more subscribers this month. So anyway, okay, you didn't post today. All right, very cool. Yeah, I did that whole video that I put up there. I did that whole video as in Movavi or Matavi, whatever it's called, whatever I use. I put it up there completely with that. I didn't even bother going into OBS or anything else like that. I just did it straight from what I knew. So I'm gonna work on OBS here in a little bit, figure that out. See what else we got going on today. Right, I did watch Barbara Spector though. I watched that little video. I watched the little video, and then I watched the one that actually you put up there too as well on your video. So I did see that, and yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. I know. It was like a minute or something like that. But anyway, to answer your question on that one. But all right, so what else we got? Anything else happening around the world? We just hit at 51 minutes. So, and I'm not even drinking tonight, man. I tell you right now. I usually have my cup of liquor, but it's been a long week. Let's put it that way. Any other news happening? I mean, of course, there's always news, but it does seem, other than the Minneapolis being completely, absolutely dominating everything. I'm looking at this. Local businesses are boarding up as 100 protesters continue to arrive on the site of the blocked off intersections at nearest dark here in Whittier Neighbors in Minneapolis. I mean, come on, man. That's your neighborhood. That's where you live. That's where people work. We talked about jobs earlier, not too long. So, job creation. We talked about jobs earlier. You know, the worst job is freaking putting up plywood over your windows so you don't get freaking torched, man. And that's what we're worried about. So the idea, thanks, Cactus, have a course for me. But that's the problem too. I mean, how do you have all these grocery stores, Walmarts, Targets are all closing down at these places in these areas because, of course, the fact is they're just being bombed. Why would you? Everybody's stealing, going back and forth. It's absolutely nuts. Hey, everybody, just joined the chat. I want to say the King of Jamaica, Mr. Leo Lee. Welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. So, and no, I don't watch UFC. I don't have time. I don't know. I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it. I'll throw it on there. But I couldn't tell you anything about it. I know there was a big fight the other night, but was it a good fight? That's good. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of it, and then I just can't keep up. And I don't watch a lot of live sports anyway, just because I just busy doing other stuff, like stupid things like this and that kind of thing. I just don't have time. So the Patriots game, that's the first game today that I've watched all year, and I sat down to actually watch the game. I wasn't at the gym. I wasn't just watching the highlights. I actually watched the game. So that was the whole thing. So Leo, I forgot about that. I was drunk and high. What? It was last night, wasn't it? Wasn't it last night that we did that? Did you forget? It was last night we were talking about that, right? Yeah. We were talking about that last night, Leo. Man, you must have been really messed up if that's the case. Yeah, you're my new King of Jamaica. That's what I will forever remember. And yes, it was last night, man. All right, go back and watch it, because we absolutely put that together for you, Leo Lee, and we did the whole thing. So that's funny. It's easier now. It's on Paramount. No more PPV, just a subscription. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about UFC. Yeah. The football game was on Paramount too. The Patriots game. Yeah, it is really nice, and I like the fact that Peacock's got the WWE now, so you can kind of watch whatever you ever want to watch on that, which is really cool. So yeah, the fact that they're making it more of a mainstream thing too, because I mean, I remember, I mean, I'm 48 now. Remember when UFC first like came out, and it was like underground, like no one talked about it, no one did anything. So fucked up. But no one talked about UFC, and it was really just for like the fighter guys, the alpha males that only watch UFC, and like that was the underground stuff. And then kind of Joe Rogan took it, and then Dana White, and just all those guys just started making fighting, not just boxing, but other fighting, other MMA sports into mainstream. And now that we're seeing it now, we're just seeing like a random TV. Like you can just turn it on and watch. No age restrictions or anything else, and I don't know, is that good or bad for society? It's kind of interesting, the fact that Overton window, we talked about that last night too. If you guys don't know what the Overton window is, I find it fascinating. But the Overton window in this situation is like UFC is badly bloody. Everyone's going to get hurt and die, and broken bones everywhere. And then the Overton window kind of shifts where it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. This isn't bad. And then now it's, a sport, and now it's basically in public mainstream. Everybody talks about it. And so that's the Overton window shifting. I find that fascinating if you ever want to take a look and just see it, because anyway, yeah, UFC is definitely all the interesting things about it. And again, you watch the videos about Rome falling and all of the similarities that we're following right now with Rome, the fall of America, if it's possible. Obviously, Rome had its own gladiator fighting and all the stuff that we're doing back then, the bloodshed, the sex, the drugs. I mean, just all those things. We're going right down those rabbit holes. So if you kind of look at the whole thing, I don't know. Interesting. Sorry, I'm getting a text right now about something else. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. I got to check that out. Hold on a minute. Let me log in my laptop here. Hate that. All right. But yeah, Leo, go back in there and look at that for sure. Let's see. Huh. No. Sorry, I responded to a text on there. Interesting. I think our emails got shared or whatever else, but yeah, interesting. All right. So what else has happened? Anything else? We're approaching 60 minutes. You guys are here for the first time. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what's happening in your world. Let me know if the winter storm's affecting you too. Probably not North Dakota. I'm sure you're fine. But if anybody else is from, I haven't really checked where all the other people were. But anyway, let me know. I'm trying. What else? Notes. Topic creating. Minimum wage. Cool. All right. All right, with that, well, hey, we're going to slow down. I'm going to finish it at 60 minutes because I got a few things to do. I want to go watch that the other NFL game on there. So anyway, you guys, nothing else happening right now. I appreciate you guys all being on here. I think it was a good 60 minutes, solid. I thought it was a lot of fun. Stuart had to put away the Gators. Stuart, yeah, you just came in right now. Of course you did. Look, I want to show you something. I had this up in the beginning. This is for you, buddy. What do you think? What do you think, Stuart? You like it? Is that good? That was your slogan. Hey, brother, just want to say I really appreciate your view in the chat. I liked and subscribed. Cool, very cool. Got to get back to the kids. Yeah, exactly. It's Sunday night. So, all right, Cactus, good to see you. Stuart, yeah, we're just closing up. But, yeah, I'm glad you were here because I did that in ChatGPT. So, anyway, at 60 minutes, you guys have a good time. I appreciate it. Remember, check us out on social media. We're going to do a couple videos and a couple interviews for the month end right now coming up. But again, True Social, X, Instagram, Facebook, and Rumble. We're on all those stuff. So, you guys have a fantastic night. God bless you all and take care. See ya.